In this video, we are going to look for amazing game in the GRUNFELD Defense. Then your opponent plays d5, the GRUNFELD Defense. Now, if you're planning for some strategies against the GRUNFELD Defense, then this is the video for you. Now, in this position, a very easy response is c take d5, where you capture the pawn. Black will capture it back from the knight. Now, you can go with aggressive option, and that is e4. With e4, you are attacking this knight. This means black has three variations, either to take the knight, or to take knight here, or knight to f6. So black can play any of the variations. Well, we consider knight takes c3. Knight takes c3, you will take it back and you will establish the control of the center. You have three pawns, which is at the best. Over here, black continues bishop g7. You play knight f3, c5. Now, black is trying to be attacking towards the center. That you can see. You cannot capture it because bishop will capture, give a check, and win the rook. That will be best winning for black. So, you will play bishop b5 check. The main motive is you are preparing your king to castle with a forcing move, that is bishop b5 check. Knight comes to c6. Now, it's the humble request. Never try d5. Okay, because after d5 he can go with bishop take c3 give a check, and it will become easier for black. So playing d5 is not a good option. Now over here you continue with castling as I told, black castle and then bishop e3. Now why we play bishop e3? The main motive is we are supporting this pawn. Over here bishop comes to g4 in creating a pin. Now, what can you do in such cases? So, the solution is easy. You go with d5 and attack towards the knight. If he goes with bishop takes c3, then he is gone. Because you can go with d takes c6. Black will take the rook. You'll capture it back and control this important diagonal. Yes, this is very important. Over here, black continues with b takes c6 and he attack your bishop. Now, you don't care for the bishop. Instead, you play bishop x6 and you attack the rook. Now, if black plays f6, the main motive was to decline this checkmate threat. Over here, you are also attacking this rook, but don't be in a hurry to capture this rook. Okay, take your time and you will go with bishop c4 check. Ultimately, king goes to h8. Now you have a control of this important diagonal along with this square, which is very nice. Over here you go with bishop take f8 and you will capture the rook. Black will take it back, you will go with knight g5. The bishop controlling this diagonal, he cannot capture because of the pin. Over here, you can even play knight check and make your opponent to be forced. For example, if you go with any of the irregular responses, for example x6, then you can go with knight f7 check, and you may force him to make some irrespective moves. For example, king comes to g7, then you may continue with f3. You can kick the bishop back, and there will be a lot of variations that you can go with. You can even try to plan e5. If you capture it, we can capture back, control this important king square. Okay, so this way the chess trick and trap in knight e5 variation. Alright, so we'll go back. Knight take on c3 was not a very good response, but knight takes c3 is very popular one. Okay, so we'll go with knight to b6 now. Now with knight b6, what will you do? So it's easy. Bishop e3, you are just defending this pawn. Now what is the importance? Why are we defending this pawn? Why aren't we looking for knight f3, development, bishop, castle? Why don't that? Because bishop e3 is defending this pawn along with the queen. And you may observe his next move is going to be bishop g7 so that he can attack like this and at the same time prepare for castle. That's why you play bishop e3. You are planning to defend it. If we go with bishop g7, you play knight f3, bishop g4, and then queen d2. Now, over here, you are allowing the knight to be captured with a double pawn structure. Yes, you are allowing this, and there is no problem with this because you are going to open the rook to g1 and attack towards the king side. Over here comes knight c6, you long castle, and black castles over here. Now you can go with pawn storm x4. So with x4 you can play x5, x6 and attack towards the king side along with bishop queen attacking towards this diagonal with he go with e6. E6 is a very nice response because he is opening up the queen diagonal. He can even play bishop here and attack. That's why e6 is very important. Over here you go with x5. Now queen comes to e7 as per the computer analysis. You go with x6. X6 in attacking the bishop. He goes with bishop f6 where you can play e5. Ultimately, black will be forced to take the bishop back to h8. You can now you can observe your position. This is a very easy position for you to handle up. You can create a pawn storm once again and attack towards your opponent's side. You can even create some sacrifices which you can use to defeat your opponent. You have the open file for the rook. First of all, the basic plan structure is you can play bishop to d3, open up attack like this, double up the rooks, play rook over here and attack towards this file, and that will be the best attack that you are going to do. Okay, the very important suggestion is don't try bishop g5 because with bishop g5 he can anytime play this. Although bishop g5 is quite aggressive, but with bishop g5 you will allow your opponent to play f6 and he can make his king escape like this. So bishop g5 f6 he can escape his king like this and he may protect his king. That's why you don't need to allow this. Okay, so let's go back. Now we consider knight b6, knight take on c3. We go with knight f6. Now this is a mistake. You know why? Well, over here you don't need to play e5 because with e5 knight can go back there. Ultimately, it will not make sense. So you can go with bishop c4 first, and then you can plan for e5. Okay, bishop g7 you plan for knight f3 so that you can castle. King safety is very important, and then castling. Now you go with e5, attacking this knight. Knight goes over here, he's gone because you can play x3 and kick like this. So it will be very easy. Over here, if knight comes to g4, then it will be easy. What you can do is you can play x3, kick this knight back. If the knight goes back, then easily you can castle, maintain your king safety. His knight is not going to be very active that you can observe. Okay, now let's go back. Knight cannot come here, knight cannot come here. If knight goes to e8, then it will be looking for its underdevelopment. You can further castle, maintain your king safety. If knight goes to d7, and that's most of the popular responses, then you can go with e6. You can attack towards the knight along with this pawn. If he go with f take e6, you can play knight g5. The main motive is to capture it and create a fork like this, attacking the queen, the rook, both at the same time. Over here, black goes with knight f6. You play bishop take e6, giving check. If black takes it back, you go in knight take e6, and then attack the queen and the rook. Ultimately, you can take this rook, and that will be easy win for you. So these were the chess tricks and traps in the GRUNFELD defense, which you can try to defeat your opponent. If you enjoyed the video, then do like the video, and thanks for watching.